Hi everybody, it's me, Jose Segura, your SMEEA president. It's good to see everyone. Before I get started on this, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy your week off next week. Spend it with friends and family and whatever it is you do that makes you feel good. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. All right, as you noticed, over the last several months I've been playing with different formats for these regular communications, whether it's the Fun Fact Friday traditional text with all the links, or it's these videos and it's the Fireside chats. And I've settled into this format right here, where I create these videos, I share them through our MailChimp account. I include a summary of text that goes along with it, including the addition of any documents or links that you need. So the format in which you're receiving this particular communication is going to be the one I'm going to stick with for the rest of the year. I promise. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, I really want you to open these up. Also, just so you know, it allows me to keep track of how many folks are opening these emails, how many times do I have to resend it to make sure that you all get another shot at access to the information that's being shared. And so this particular format and sending it through the MailChimp account really allows me to do that. All right, so thanks a lot. All right, let's start with your contract. So I get a lot of questions from members about contract specifics. Well, how about Article 5, my workday work gear, or Article 13, class size, or Article 17, intercessions, and so forth. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start a series of what we're going to call Know Your Contract 101. It's going to be the contract basics. And I got to tell you, I stole this idea from my wife, so it's not an original plan at all. Know Your Contract 101. You'll sign up, come on down. We'll do a read-through of the contract from Article 1 through 24. We'll take anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes to do so. I'll have some snacks and some beverages here for those folks who show up. And at the end, you will receive your own copy, hard copy of the contract. Now, the digital versions of the contract will be up on the website here pretty soon, in the district site and SMEEA site. But if you come to these Know Your Contract 101s, you will walk away with a hard copy, your very own personal hard copy of our most recent contract, which is good for this year and next year. So it's at least 2 years that it's good for. All right, so we're going to call this Know Your Contract 101. It's going to be for beginners, and it'll be a read-through from start to finish. It won't be a read-through like I'm reading a novel to you because you're in a coma in the hospital. It'll be a read-through as far as going section by section, covering the highlights, answering questions, that kind of thing. This is really a chance for you to know your contract a little bit better and to ask me direct questions about that. I'll have Jonathan B.A. with me. He is our lead negotiator. He's a great guy to ask contract questions. So the email that this video was attached to will have a link to Contract 101 signups. I really want people to sign up. That way I know how many folks are coming. We're going to have 2 days, December 5th and December 6th. December 5th will be for our elementary folks. That one's going to start a little bit earlier. December 6th will be for our junior high folks. That one's going to start a little later in the day. If you're an itinerant or you're not a site-based member, you can pick either one of those sessions to come out to. All right. If you're an elementary teacher and you can't make it on the 6th, you want to come on the 5th, you want to come on the 6th, you're free to sign up for that also. So those will be 2 opportunities. Find the link that came with this email and get yourself on the RSVP list for Know Your Contract 101. All right. Boom. Next thing, Good Teaching Conference, also attached to the email that this video came with. We've been sending folks to the Good Teaching Conference for years now. It's an amazing experience. We were able to send about 40 teachers every year. We've got it down to 2 per site. We're going to follow the same format we followed last year, which is everybody has an opportunity to attend. If you've already attended in the past as a guest of SMEEA or as a grant recipient of SMEEA, it doesn't mean you can't put your name in the hat for this year, but you will be delegated to the bottom of the list, and we're going to get those folks who have never been before an opportunity to go first. When is it? Great question. The Good Teaching Conference North is going to be in downtown San Jose at the Fairmont Hotel the weekend of February 1st through the 3rd, 2019. So the 1st through the 3rd is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The grant covers the cost of registration, accommodations, travel, and any meal expenditures that occur, as well as parking. So that's all part of the grant. There are no release days provided for this, so you would work your regular day on Friday, and then the recommendation is to go straight from your work location, drive straight on up to San Jose. It's a fairly easy ride on a Friday evening. You're going opposite of traffic. And when you get there, the folks from CTA put on a nice big spread, dinner and dance, things like that. Big social event that Friday night. So 40 teachers all together, 20 from each work site. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, perfect. No, I'm sorry. 42, because we have 16 elementaries, 4 junior highs, and the district office. So we consider that a work site. So there's actually 21 work sites. That's 42 folks we're going to be sending. So down below, click on the link that takes you to the Google form where you can sign up. All right, got that. Let's see, what else? PD for me. So the PD for me, we've been getting a lot of great suggestions from you all. I sent an email out a few days ago. So this is my reminder. If you haven't had a chance to click on that link, it's again here below. Look for the big PD for me button. Click on that guy, and it'll take you to the link where you can provide your suggestions on ideas for stress relieving activities, classes, clubs, or workshops that we as SMEEA can look to provide for our members. We've had some really great suggestions, so just so we're all clear again, this is about the things that we can do after hours that folks can engage in that are stress relieving or stress reducing activities. This is not about what can SMEEA do during your work day to relieve your stress, like making the ordering of supplies a smoother process. I get that could be frustrating and time consuming, but those aren't the things we're talking about right now. We're talking about is the stuff outside the contract, because really our contract is a way for us to try to control our work day and try to come up with systems and processes that do relieve some stress and make things easier, and we're constantly working on that. So the PD for me is about after the day is over. What are some of the things that we can do? Some of the great suggestions we've gotten are things like yoga classes and knitting or craft groups, clubs that we can put together. I'm thinking of something like, a beer makers club, or kayaking activities, or Pinterest groups, things that you have an interest in, knitting classes, where if you just want to learn how to knit or crochet, somebody could have ongoing courses that you could attend these regular classes where there's progression. Think about things that are just very relaxing. We've got some great suggestions about hikes and just walking events, which are great. Maybe hikes in different parts of San Luis County and Santa Barbara County. Maybe just regular weekly track walking events where we can all get together, and those of us who are interested in doing that and kind of just talk shop at the same time, relieving some stress, getting out some energy, things like that. So please keep your ideas coming. The big PD for me button. All right. Next thing is Thursdays. So today's Thursday, the day I'm filming this, and guess what? I'm wearing my SMEEA Blue. I have a bunch of different stuff, so I can have a little bit of a selection on Thursdays. But I really want to see you all out there in your SMEEA Blues. I was at a junior high this morning at Arianas Junior High, and it was really great to see folks with their SMEEA Blues in all different configurations. Would love to see more of that. So don't forget the SMEEA Blues on Thursdays. We've had a couple of really big orders that have come in where folks have had a chance to order more SMEEA gear, things that they had preferred to wear. We're definitely going to do another one of those pretty soon. So if you're looking for that next great SMEEA piece of gear, that opportunity is going to come. So SMEEA Thursdays, make sure you wear your SMEEA Blue. Thank you. All right, let's see. This is lunch drop-off. This is really for our elementary folks. I've had questions about this. Your duty-free lunch should be 40 minutes. Your 40 minutes should not start from the minute you leave your classroom, where you're taking your kids up to the cafeteria to drop them off. By the time you get there, drop them off and make sure that someone is there to manage them, you've lost 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 minutes of your lunch. That's not what we're talking about. You can drop your kids off at the lunchroom right at the designated time. So if my lunch is at 11:40, I leave my room a couple of minutes early because I know how long it takes to move my kids from point A to point B. So that at 11:40, they're at the lunch line, they're ready to go. I can hand them off to whoever is managing or monitoring those lunch lines, and then I can begin my duty-free lunch. Junior high folks, the same thing. You should not be conducting student supervision business during your duty-free lunchtime. That time is for you to separate yourself from the work that you're doing, have that duty-free lunch, because when that bell rings, you're right back at it. All right. So duty-free lunch means just that, duty-free without duty. Free, that's what free means, right? Okay. So there you go. Let's see. Oh, reminder, please read the LMC joint communiques that are coming out to you on a monthly basis. Those are being sent to you through your district email, not like this through your personal or private email. They are sent through district email because it is a joint communication, and so we want to make sure that all members have access to that, as well as site managers, principals, vice principals, that kind of stuff. So the joint communiques are agreements between the association and the district. They are not a one-sided document. It is literally that, a joint communication of agreements. When we have issues, we bring them to LMC, we work them out there. If we can come to a resolution, that's awesome. If we need more time to work on something, that allows us an opportunity to do that. It also allows us an opportunity to share information that both the association and the district agree on. So please read your joint communiques that are coming out of LMC. They will be monthly. You should get one here pretty soon because we just met LMC this past Wednesday. All right, here's the last thing. Members should not share personal medical information with their principals or AP. Why? Okay, I don't feel well. I go to my principal and say, hey, I haven't been feeling well lately. I got this problem, that problem, and the other. And you start to share my personal medical history with my principal or vice principal. It may seem like a reasonable thing to do, especially if you had to take time off or you had to leave work early or you missed some days. But your principal or vice principal are not confidential employees. In other words, they don't have the legal obligation to maintain the confidentiality of your personal medical history. There's just a few folks across our district, most of them up in the Human Resource Department, including Dr. Grady, who are true confidential employees. And it is within their legal description to maintain the confidentiality, not to violate the HIPAA laws when it comes to our medical history. So if I tell my coworkers my medical history, that is not confidential. If I tell my principal, my vice principal, my dean, even my director or coordinator, they are not obligated to maintain the confidentiality of my medical history, and neither are yours. And so if you have to disclose medical history to district for some reason, or you're looking for advice on how to best access our medical benefits plan, go through folks like Hannah Class in HR. She's a confidential employee, and as well as the caretaker of our benefits plan. She's the one that has a lot of great information. She knows a lot of things. She hears a lot of stories. Dr. Gray is another person who is a confidential employee and can hear your disclosure of medical conditions in confidence. So if your boss ever asks you, hey, why were you late? What's going on? All you have to say, or I'm sorry, not why were you absent yesterday? Were you really sick? Your answer is just, yes, I was really sick. If they want a doctor's note or some kind of a proof of medical illness, you should not provide that directly to your administrator. You should provide that to somebody in Human Resources who's a confidential employee. All right, so just so we're all on the same page with that. It's not about whether or not you trust somebody. It's about whether or not they have the right to have access to your confidential medical information. All right, that information is yours. It's personal. It's private, and it's you should only share it with folks who have a right to have that information. All right. Any questions about that? You know how to get a hold of me. All right. Okay. And that's about it. So I guess maybe I'll throw a fun fact in here. And I've learned this years ago, and it works like a champ. So those of you who are into conserving, you want to minimize waste whenever possible. When you are in a public restroom where there are paper towels to dry your hands with, try this. Once you've washed and rinsed your hands well, shake them out vigorously into the sink 12 to 14 times. Boom, 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 boom. Once you've done that, take one sheet from the paper dispenser, and you should be able to dry your hands completely. Bone dry your hands completely, which is a really weird kind of thing to say because my bones aren't dry. But anyway, bone dry with that one sheet of paper, of paper towel, using every corner of it, lay it out flat, pancake style, between your fingers, palms, the whole nugget, and you should get bone dry with one sheet. I've tried this literally everywhere I go. Hotels, stores, restaurants, offices. And unless the pieces are really short or the paper is super cheap and thin, and you know which organizations I'm talking about who do that, it works like a champ. And I really feel like I'm doing my part. The guy next to me pumps out six pieces of paper to dry his hands, and I know that guy has just completely overdone it for no particular reason. All right, so 12 to 14, vigorous flicks into the sink, gets most of the water off of your hands, one sheet of paper. Try it out. Let me know how it works, because it's worked like a champ for me. All right, everybody, again, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time off. It's well-deserved. We'll see you all back after the break, and thank you very much.